We have no term limits on our Supreme Court justices. That doesn't mean people don't want it. It just means we don't have it right now. I'm Cait Bladt, and this is Never Gonna Get It. So here's the deal. The reason we don't have term limits on our Supreme Court justices is because it's not anywhere in the Constitution. It's because when the Constitution was written several hundred years ago, it made sense. People dropped dead a lot earlier. As Jeffrey Toobin, historian and author of 2 books on the Supreme Court, says, the Constitution was written at a time when life tenure meant into your 50s. 30-year tenures are not what the framers had in mind. So let's just look really quickly at who's currently on the bench. With people living into their 80s and 90s, triple digits, people can be on the Supreme Court for 30 years. That's an insanely long time to be affecting policy in the United States. That means that a political party could be in power for 2 years or 4 years, and they could nominate a Supreme Court justice, and they can be long gone out of power, and their person can still be there affecting political life and the entire functioning of the country for generations to come. Because people are living so long, people are trying to find judges that are more lined up with their personal political views. What's happening is that we have a Supreme Court that's more polarized than it's ever been before. The current Chief Justice, John Roberts, has presided over a ton of 5-4 rulings. Split rulings still have the same effect on the law as a more unanimous ruling, but they don't have the same moral backbone because it was a little wishy-washy to get there in the first place. They're a lot easier to overturn, and they're a lot easier to argue with for generations to come. Here's the truth. Most people favor term limits. Across parties, people think that we should have a rotating group of people on the Supreme Court. Typically, they want staggered term limits of about 10 to 12 to maybe 18 years because it's a hard job and it takes years to get good at it. The easy way is kind of having a handshake agreement in Congress where the only people who are going to be nominated for the Supreme Court are people who agree to leave after a certain number of years. How we would guarantee that that would happen, it's not really possible. You just have to trust that eventually somebody would leave. The other way we could get this done is by having a constitutional amendment. Constitutional amendments are very, very hard to get done. It takes 2/3 of both the House and the Senate voting in favor of the constitutional amendment, 2/3 of the states. I don't know the last time 2/3 of people in the states agreed on literally anything, let alone 2/3 of the people in the House and the Senate. It's just not going to happen. The fact of the matter is, because it's so hard to get a constitutional amendment, this isn't really on anyone's radar. Justice Breyer recently said that he supports term limits in theory, but because it would be almost impossible to get them, it's on the back burner for him. Basically, it's very nice that you want Supreme Court term limits. We all do. But the fact of the matter is, you're never gonna get it. Do you think there should be term limits? Should we try to amend the Constitution? Should we just have a handshake agreement? Are term limits ageist? Let us know what you think in the comments below.